Hi everyone, it's Camila, and in this video I will be showing you 3 different drawings inspired by this year's Fashion Week. In this video you will find 3 different time lapses of 3 different drawings, and I have also included the chapters at the bottom so you can pick whichever drawing would be the most interesting for you. However, this video will not be a tutorial. I will be just talking about my process, about the inspiration behind today's video, and a little bit of chit chat. But if you would like to check my other tutorials, I do have a full playlist for Krita tutorials that you can check out. And I have also filmed a video about my full illustration process where I talk about the full steps that I take to create the illustration. It is a longer video, but maybe you would be interested in that. However, for today I've just prepared this chill time-lapse video, so maybe if you are not a fan of tutorials, maybe a time-lapse session will be better for you. If art videos, time-lapses or tutorials are your cup of tea, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I try to post more regularly now, so you can expect more frequent videos, but I always update you guys or post in my community tab, so you can go there for more of my drawings or little updates. Please consider subscribing, or if you like this video, then please give me a like. And let's get into it. Since I tried to focus more on like sketchy illustrations this time, I wanted to draw more of them, but in the end I focused more on the details, even though I tried to avoid this, but unfortunately some of those drawings still turned out quite detailed. Back to this painting, this particular one. This one is from Blumarine or Blumarine fashion show from this year's spring-summer collection. The collection was very interesting. I really like the color palette. I love when they use like gold and whites. I think it's my favorite color combination for like summer months. And it always looks very classic and timeless, so I did enjoy this. They did have some really interesting designs, like with the angel wings, like more of a Greek style mixed up with the modern clothing and modern takes on the classical style. So that is quite an interesting collection. I really loved all of the details. I will link the photos down in the description, so you can just check them out, the full collection, if you would like to. But I did want to have one portrait in this video, so I decided to go with this one. I really love the earrings that they have for this collection. It's very characteristic for them, with the B letter, and it's in a lovely cursive style, so I thought it would be fun to draw. I tried to have this earring more sparkly than it is, but it was a little bit more sparkly in the video. Whenever the light hits that earring, it was more reflective than it is in the photo, but still very pretty. So the next one is a little bit more detailed, or I've just spent a little bit more time on it. At first I was debating on whether to keep this one more simple, sketchy style, or should I put in more details into it. But then when I kept going, I decided to put in more details to focus more on her face and the highlights, and I don't really regret that decision because she did turn out quite nicely. So this is from the Mirror Palais collection, The Return of Glamour. I really loved the full collection. Actually, they've become quite an it brand in the last few years. I think a lot of people enjoy their designs. They're very like vintage inspired, but with a little bit of a modern twist, kind of similar to that of Blumarine when I think about it now. But this collection is even more like vintage inspired, with the corsets and the buttons. I did want to draw a few designs from this collection. Maybe I will do it later on. I'm not sure if I will be including all of them in a video, but also I wanted to try out the shorts. So that's what I will be trying out in the next months. Of course, I will be still uploading the full videos, but maybe some of those more sketchy drawings that I want to make, I will just upload as a little shorts in the future. But yeah, the full collection was really beautiful. I loved like most of the designs, if not all of them. I really love the mix of like vintage and modern style. I think they do it very well. I loved the set, the decorations, like everything was very well made. And the vibe was there. And also this model here, Bruna Lirio, she did have like a fan throughout the runway show, and she did use it, and that was like very glamorous, and she looked so beautiful. Like the whole dress was moving so beautifully, the fabric was moving with her, so it was such a beautiful like performance. Even her walk was like a performance. I thought I need to draw it, even though like in this drawing you can't really see the full dress, but still the corset was amazing, her necklace was amazing, the full makeup was really well done. So the full aesthetic of this show was just perfect for me. And honestly, I would love to illustrate the full collection, but not sure if I will find the time to do it. But I really want to draw a few other dresses from that collection, so maybe that's what I will do in my free time for like a little sketch. I will try to put a timer and force myself not to focus on details. Actually, this is what I wanted to do this year, to focus more on like a sketchy style, but somehow all of the drawings are turning out quite details, because then I feel like, oh, it's not finished, I need to do something more, and that's how they end up looking more finished than unfinished. And I'm not sure if this is a good or bad thing, but I do love the simple fashion illustration. Like they look so effortless, but for some reason they are so hard to achieve, because when you have like a more minimalistic style, you really need to focus on the form, on the proportions, on the right texture. It needs to be more intentional. When you have more details, you can mask a lot of things, but when your drawing is more minimalistic, then I feel like every stroke of brush needs to be almost perfect, which is very hard to achieve. And also a lot of those artists, they did all of their paintings in traditional art, so it's kind of even more challenging, because then, well, if you do have this kind of mindset that I did, well, I was very afraid to like ruin the paper. So then when I've tried digital art, it was easier for me to experiment and do try other styles, because I was not so afraid to mess up. But yeah, those more simple illustrations are still something that I'm working on. I was never good at like more minimalistic illustrations, but I've really loved them. So probably next year I will still try to practice them more. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully good. Well, motivation is the first step, so we'll see if I can achieve that. But I still really enjoy drawing portraits. Actually, I've quite missed drawing portraits. I think the latest one that I did, like a full shaded portrait, was probably like a year ago, but it feels like it was just like a few weeks ago, to be quite honest. But because of my quite a long break, I did forget about everything, so that's why I decided to put a little bit more time into this portrait, into this drawing, because I missed it so much. So that's what I did, and I think it turned out quite well. I did have a lot of fun drawing this one. I think she turned out very, very pretty, so yeah, I'm happy. And even with the background, I did try, I think I did try a few other backgrounds. I wasn't sure if I wanted like a darker one or lighter one, but in the end I think it looks nice when she like blends in to that background. And the last one was like the most sketchy style of them all. So this is Rosie. She was not modeling at that fashion show, but she was just a guest. But I did really love her outfit. I think that was for Dolce & Gabbana, if I remember correctly, but I will link her Instagram post down below. With Dolce & Gabbana, well, they are kind of problematic, I think. From what I've heard, there's always like a controversy with them, so I don't know. But Rosie's outfit was great, so here we are. So that was not like a proper runway, but I still think her outfit was very nice. Like, I love the simplicity, the clean cuts, and also I tried to capture that simplicity in this drawing, and I wanted to have a little bit of the background, which was not the easiest, because I did not want the background to overshadow the drawing. So I wanted a few shapes in the background, not very defined shapes, but something. And also I haven't painted the background in like forever, so that was a little bit of a challenge, but I'm not mad at it. It's acceptable. I think the fact that I did not create a sketch for the background, just the painting brushes, I tried to capture more of the shapes rather than what actually was in that background. That's what made it fit the whole drawing in general. In this one, I did enjoy painting the shadows actually, because the sun here was quite harsh, and when she covers her face with her hand, then you can see the shadow underneath her hand. So I thought that would be quite interesting to paint, to try to replicate that, because I don't really paint a lot of like harsh shadows or anything like that. But yeah, I think it turned out also quite alright. I tried not to complicate the things too much, so the shadows on her dress were just like a one swipe of a brush stroke, and I just left it at that. I did not like add any extra layers, any extra brush strokes or anything like that, just one layer and that's it. So I think for this minimalistic look this is the right approach. So next time I will try to just add fewer layers or fewer shadows, just to keep the whole painting a lot simpler, more like a graphic style. And this is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. If you've made it this far, please consider subscribing or liking this video if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, bye bye.